One of the sauciest ban lists that I've seen is here. Alright, to the 34% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button, smash it so we can climb up the 110,000 ladder here. I don't know where this ban list came from, but I guess I'll take it here. So, Union Carrier is finally getting axed off the face of the planet. And I'm starting to feel like that we're starting to set up here for finally Sprite and Tier to come into the game. Because it's kind of what it's starting to feel like here with some of these changes. But to be fair, Union Carrier has needed to be cratered out of this game for a while. Like, the problem here was Union Carrier has just helped out Emancipator with Block Dragon for so long. The interactions have been very, very toxic, in my personal opinion. So this is just kind of an equalization option here to make sure that we can get rid of this and we don't have to deal with these real shenanigans anymore. So good stuff to Konami for actually kind of realizing that, hey, you know, maybe this card shouldn't exist in the capacity that it's been existing. Do I even really need to tell you about this one? Here's the big guy in the room. We're finally putting down the Toad. Now, once again, I think this is just kind of pre-game to Sprite. Yeah, it's once again. That's like what I'm saying here is I don't understand. Like, this hasn't been much of an issue up till this point, unless you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, this is straight pre-game option here. So I don't know, man. It's kind of a shame that they won't get the chance to kind of experience this with Sprite and Master Duel. But to be honest with you, you kind of have to take pre-game options to make sure that doesn't happen. Moral of the story here: Sprite's bad, okay. Tier is bad, okay. But the problem with all of this is how much of a domination are these two decks going to come into the game and actually destroy this metagame. So we have no limits, by the way, which is very interesting. I guess we're going to go ahead and we're going to put grass to 2. To be honest with you, this has needed to happen for a little while, actually, just to kind of make sure that we can kind of sync up with the OCG. I've been noticing that, like, these lists get closer and closer to the OCG ban list every so often. So I feel like this is just a sync up. We're not going to see this card back in the TCG anytime soon. So, man, imagine if this actually got the chance to come back in the TCG as a one-of. Do you imagine the ramifications of that that you could actually see from seeing grass come back in the TCG? That would be so crazy, just to kind of have to deal with that. God, I don't even want to think about that. All right, we also have TC Boo going to 2. I mean, to be fair, this is just one of those cards. Floodgate stuff with Runic especially. You flip this up, your opponent just stares at you and goes, what am I supposed to do? All right, like, Runic Albaz is still kind of like your meta. I mean, you obviously have other things that are kind of trickling along in there, but hitting TC Boo is a very good cleanup. I actually like the fact that this particular side of the game uses the 2-of list to make sure that we can, you know, reduce the amount of, I would say, consistency across the board here on these particulars. So, TC Boo to 2, once again, I mean, floodgates are very annoying in this game. What is Ravery and Gozen finally go to 2 as well? So we finally see, you know, some cleanup there. Dimension Shifter to 2, yeehaw! This is very much the OCG troggling into Master Duel, which I'm fine with this as well. I think that this is very, very straightforward. The OCG having semi-limited this, it was very much a consistency hit. And 2 seems to be about the right hit, actually, for their metagame. I don't see any issues with them actually playing, you know, 2 of this. I don't think the TCG is going to follow suit and semi-limit this. It doesn't really make any sense as to why that they would follow that up, but consistency hit. Infinity Launcher. Now, this is just, once again, we're taking OCG options here for this list. We're implementing them into the current standard, which is fine, yet again. I don't have an issue with this at the end of the day. So, I mean, two launchers tells me that, I mean, if you're playing Infinity combo on a 5-minute timer in a video game, your controller is going to be broken by the time that you've toggled through all of those option trees, by the time that you've finally, fully set up full combo. It's just, you're going to burn yourself out. And then Conk is going to 2. Conk was at 1 previously, right? So this is kind of a nice little return back, which I guess is fine. We've needed this. But does this really make all that much of a difference? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I really hope it does make some sort of difference in the deck, but all right. Now this is the biggest thing on this list. You get 3 Pinkertops now. Think about that. All right, you have Kashtira shenanigans are coming how much further down the pipeline here? Until that day comes, I guess you get triple Pinkertops to kind of smoothen things out a little bit. The thing is, like, you have to main deck these. There's not a side deck. So based on that logic, 3 Pinkertops might actually just be too much of a monster. Man, especially if Striker gets the chance to play this in its maximum glory, absolutely. I can't wait. Like, oh man, I can't believe that they're actually doing 3 Pinkertops out of the game here. God, Konami, what are you doing? I'm so tired right now. I'm just looking at 3 Pinkertops and my brain can't comprehend this. Why? Why would you put pink to 3? Sure, Konami, you know what you're doing. Congratulations, you broke me. Hey, this card lets me draw 4 cards in Numeron OTK. I was reading actually the other day from one of the Facebook groups, and somebody was like, if you play Numeron, you're the worst duelist in the world. Like, how dare you play such an unskilled deck? And I got a chuckle out of that. Now this duelist is going to be even more angry because now they can draw 4 cards even more consistently because of this. So I think that this should have been probably unrestricted anyway across all the boards. Like I said, Numeron was a trouble engine a while back, but perfectly understandable. Scapegoat to 3, this is just a sync up for the rest of Stun. Keep in mind that, the way that the OCG was going, that this did need to be locked up for a little while, but the format has sped up so much at this point that this is fine to come back. We have Danger Jackalope to 3. That's very interesting. TCG still has this locked up at 1, which very interesting. Double Iris. Yeah, Pendulum players can eat good tonight. I think that this is fine. I think this is a little bit one of those precautionary hits, but it's fine to come back at its full power now. Gazelle, hey, you know what? Salaman grade players, you can have this one. I think this might actually be a test to see if this can come back in all formats. And then, of course, we have Cursed Eldland moving to 3 because, I mean, you're releasing Conk and then you're releasing this, which seems to ring up everything. Are there any real implications here for the TCG ban list? Because, looking at the last one where Spellbook of Judgment went to 2, I don't really have much off of this one. There's not a lot of conclusions I can really draw here. I mean, you have Kashtira Fenrir. I don't think that Pinkertops getting an unrestricted, full volume, get-go, gas craziness is a good idea. I don't agree with this. Personally, I think 2 might have been better. This is hilarious. This makes me really want to just play Numeron again. But on the heavier end of the competitive scene, this is gearing up for Sprite. And then this is just finally cleaning up, Block Dragon shenanigans. Good stuff. This card needed to be gone a long time ago and should have never been brought back. But once again, Verti Anaconda still is untouched. If you notice, the whole game is just leave Verti Anaconda alone. We don't need an issue with it. It doesn't do anything. There's no real I guess crazy extra consistency that it brings to the table. It's just, yeah, Verti Anaconda the game. So what do you guys think about this list? If you're an Outlish player, you're eating good today. If you're a Sprite player, your pregame is crying pretty bad. Alright, I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you. Duel!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.